By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to reorder columns in Coda so you can organize your tables for maximum clarity and efficiency. Coda is a powerful all-in-one doc that blends documents, spreadsheets, and databases. And getting your column order right is one of those small tweaks that makes a huge difference in how you and your team interact with your data. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Before we dive into the actual reordering, it helps to understand why column order matters in the first place. When you first create a table in Coda, the columns appear in whatever order you added them. But as your table grows, maybe you start tracking project status, due dates, assigned team members, and priority levels all at once. That initial order can become messy. A scattered layout slows down data entry because you're constantly hunting for the right field. It also makes it harder to scan information quickly. Reordering columns lets you group related fields together. Put your key identifiers like name or ID on the left, then status, then dates, then notes. That logical flow reduces mental friction and makes your table far more usable. Now let's walk through it step by step. Start by opening your preferred web browser and navigating to coda.io. Sign into your Coda account using whichever method works best for you, whether that's Google, Microsoft, or email. Once you're in, you'll see your dashboard listing all your documents. Open the document that contains the table you want to edit. Coda documents can hold multiple pages, so navigate to the specific page where your table lives. Take a moment to review the current column order. Notice how it's laid out. Is your most important field buried in the middle? Are related fields scattered? That's your starting point, and it's perfectly fine. You're about to fix it. Locate the column you want to move. Every column in a Coda table has a header at the very top, usually with the column's name written in bold. Click and hold that column header with your mouse. Don't just click and hold, because this tells Coda you intend to drag. You'll notice the cursor changes slightly, and a ghost outline of the column may appear. This is your cue that the system is ready to move it. While holding the mouse button down, drag the column to its new position. As you move it left or right, Coda provides a visual indicator, usually a highlighted vertical line or a shaded insertion point, showing exactly where the column will land when you release. This real-time feedback is incredibly helpful because it prevents guesswork. You can slide the column across the entire table, passing other columns, and the indicator updates continuously. If you drag too far, just keep moving. There's no penalty for overshooting. When the indicator is sitting exactly where you want the column to go, release the mouse button. The table updates immediately. You don't have to refresh the page or confirm anything. The column snaps into its new spot, and every row in the table adjusts along with it. The data stays intact, but the order now reflects your intention. It's that simple. Repeat this process for any other columns that need rearranging. One common best practice is to place your most frequently used columns near the beginning of the table, typically on the left side. For example, if you're managing a task list, you might want columns like task name, status, and due date right up front, while less frequently accessed fields like internal notes or archived URL sit toward the right. This saves you endless scrolling when you're adding or editing data daily. Another good habit is to group related columns together. If you have multiple date columns, keep them next to each other. If you have columns for contact information, keep those clustered. This creates a visual rhythm that your brain learns to follow, making the table feel intuitive, even for collaborators who aren't familiar with your structure. After you've finished dragging and dropping, take a step back and review the entire table. Does the new layout make sense? Are related items grouped? Is the most critical information immediately visible? Don't be afraid to make additional adjustments. You can reorder columns as many times as you like. Coda won't penalize you. The goal is a layout that supports your workflow, not some arbitrary ideal. If something feels off, just drag it again. One of the nicest things about Coda is that it automatically saves every change you make. There's no manual save button to click, no confirmation prompt to dismiss. The moment you release that column header, your new column order is preserved. If you refresh the page or close the browser and come back hours later, the order will be exactly as you left it. This autosave feature also applies to every other edit in your document, so you never have to worry about losing your reorganization work. Taking the time to thoughtfully arrange your columns pays dividends down the road. A well-organized table is easier to read, faster to update, and more efficient for everyone who uses it, including collaborators who may join the project later. To get the most out of this, keep a few additional tips in mind. Always use descriptive column names. That makes reordering easier because you instantly know what each column contains. Try to maintain consistent column order across similar tables within the same workspace, so your team doesn't have to relearn the layout for every new doc. And if you're collaborating with multiple people, avoid rearranging columns too frequently. A sudden change can confuse team members who rely on muscle memory when entering data. If you need to reorganize, give your team a heads up in a note or a chat. That wraps up this tutorial. You now know how to reorder columns in Coda to create cleaner, more logical tables that work with you, not against you. If you found this helpful, consider bookmarking the video or saving it to a playlist so you can revisit these steps whenever you need to tidy up a table. Thanks for watching and happy organizing.